All right, so today we are going to be racking the bread yeast mead that I made. So instead of using a wine or ale yeast, I went ahead and used King Arthur's bread yeast. This is just to find out, how this particular yeast works out and how it decides the alcohol content of the brew. So for example, EC 1118 has a alcohol tolerance of 18% or so. Bread yeast is supposed to be somewhere between 7 and 9%. And according to my last reading, we're already at 7.7%. So I think we're getting really close to the point where I want to rack it. Now, I will say I did use my 3 pounds of honey like I normally do, which means that this is very, very sweet. It will not go completely dry if it goes to only 9%. There's plenty of the honey that's left over because it would have, if I had used a different yeast, it would have gone up to, say, about 12 or 13%. With this, if it's done at 9%, it's done at 9%. So what I'm going to do to kind of combat that sweetness is I'm going to fortify it with brandy. Now, I won't be doing that today, but that is my current plan. Because I would enjoy something along the lines of a mead-based sangria. So adding that fruit, that brandy, and using that inherent sweetness would be fantastic. So let's get a reading to see where we are. It's got a great traditional smell, so I really get the characteristic of honey. And that's measuring. Taste for the brewer, 13.6%. Well, that doesn't make sense because my last reading was at 13.1. This means I need to clean out my refractometer. Excuse me. So by cleaning the refractometer, I am using water, a little bit of the state of the solution, because it doesn't have any sugar in it. It should show up as 0, and it did indeed show up as 0. Clean that out again. Grab some of the brew again. Okay, so 13.4. I think this is as done as it's gonna get. It's very, very sweet. So in terms of gravity sweetness, this is sitting at a 1.032 according to the gravity reading. So that is well into the sweet range of sugar content. If you think about it, a Coca-Cola has a reading of 1.055, so it's not that sweet, but it's getting there. It would be considered a sweet mead or a dessert mead. Not quite sweet enough for a dessert mead, in my opinion, but once we get the brandy in there, that will help take care of a lot of that sweetness. So for now, what we're going to do is we're going to rack it from this container into this container. All right. Handy dandy, there we go. Keep that. See, y'all, I am remembering, I am learning that my 3/8 hose needs to get warmed up before I can put it on this particular fermenter spigot. See, I learn. Slowly but surely. Nothing hit the floor. Oh no. Wrong hose clamp. So I am sanitizing these hose clamps just out of habit of sanitizing everything, because anything that touches the brew does need to be sanitized. The hose is going to touch the brew. The hose clamp touches the hose. It just kind of goes along with it. All right, so that should be nice and warm. Stick that on. Come on, baby. There we go. There. And tighten her down. There we go. And now we go. So I'm racking this now because I know it's basically finished and I want to get it off that Lee's cake. I did think about going ahead and measuring today for the brandy, but I want this to clear more before I add the brandy, because as you can see at this moment it is very orange and not clear at all. So I want some time for it to clear out and then I'll be able to measure it. There is a particular formula that is used to tell me how much brandy to use in order to get the brew to a certain alcohol percentage. I'll be going over that when I actually do it. There we go. Okay. Undo this. Undo that. Yeah. So I'm wasting a little bit more than I normally would, just because this mead is basically going to be me drinking it, and so I don't need all that. And honestly, when you look at this container, this is full. It just is. It's not full to the tippy top, but it's full for my purposes. So now, put on an airlock. And I'm gonna let it sit. That is pretty much it for this time around. When I feel like this has cleared up a good bit and done its secondary conditioning, I'll be back to fortify it with some brandy. Thanks so much, y'all. See you next time.